want to jump to we've got JJ with us right now. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan. I want to get his opinions on this. I assume you're very shocked, JJ, about this groundbreaking shock news.
I'm trying to keep the language as PG as possible, but he's a goddamn idiot. He's biggest. How can he do this in the middle of a season where the expectation is we're talking quads and winning FA Cups and Europa Leagues and we're on a title challenge? What kind of mentality is that? The other day, Terry, I listened to you, I think it was the other day when you were talking about when Liverpool beat Fulham, you spoke about the man's mentality as a manager. The fact that he can go again, that he can rebuild. That goes out the water for me. You've bottled it. We talk about the players performing to a certain level. Can they go again? That's the definition of being a top player, being able to be consistent. Salah's consistent. Virgil, after his injuries, coming back to his level. How can he leave in January? Not at the end of the season, not at the beginning of this of last season. He leaves now. That means all the criticism me and G had for him is true. He's an idiot.
When you say he's an idiot, is it because he's leaving now and it could have a detrimental effect on the season? Do you not think this could be galvanizing? You don't think this could be galvanizing?
No, but is he not leaving at the end of the season?
End of the season, yeah.
How can you destabilize something like that when the team's on the roll? What does that do to fans? What pressure does that now put on the next manager that comes in? What are you doing? That's the most selfish decision, and you're entitled to be selfish, but not middle of the season when you're the head of this massive institution. For me, that's madness. That's madness.
G, we'll come back to you in a second. G, what's your instant reaction to this? Emotionally, are you sad? Are you angry? Are you concerned? Like, what's going through your mind right now?
I think it's like a mix of emotions, if I'll be real. Obviously, I've had my grievances with Klopp. The fact that he's leaving isn't the part that bugs me, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think it's just more the fact that you've announced it in the middle of a season. But the only thing I can think of, the players already knew this. I'm pretty sure he would have had this conversation with the players prior to then coming out. So we're the ones who are finding out later. So however the players obviously dealt with it, they've of course dealt with it in their own kind of way, and they'll continue, to do so. It's just more the fans. So it's only really going to be the fans who are moaning and crying and, oh my goodness, it's going to be a madness and blah, blah, blah. Look, ultimately, as a fan, when you look at it, it is a shock. You can't wake up. It's 10:55. Heck, I was about to go into a meeting until I saw, that Jurgen Klopp has bloody left. The sheer fact that he's leaving us and we're finding out in the end of January is crazy. But maybe he looked at it from a situation and he thought to himself, it's probably better. Maybe he already had this thought process where he wanted to leave at the end of the season, regardless of whatever happens. I want to leave at the end of the season. Instead of me announcing it at the end of the season, even though everybody at the club will know, to give the fans enough time to then kind of acclimatize to that. So then now everything between now and the end of the season is going to literally be, we're fighting for Klopp now. We're literally fighting for Klopp. So we're in the Carabao Cup final. We got to win it for Klopp. We're in the Premier League title race. We got to win it for Klopp. Europa League. We got to win it for Klopp. FA Cup. We got to win it for Klopp. And I think what I think he's trying to do is then even galvanize the fans even more for this last kind of hurrah between now and the end of the season. I hear what Jerry's saying, and I kind of agree with most of what you're saying, but I just think that he already knew he wanted to leave. This isn't a decision that he woke up to this morning and said, hey, you know what, I kind of just want to leave Liverpool. He's obviously had this thought process for probably since the beginning of the season, if not the back end of last season. He probably just wanted to see this transitional period just to kind of, help it along, let the new players bed in, blah, 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 do all of that kind of stuff. And then he knew that at the end of the season, I want to leave. It's just about the timing of everything. So for him, he feels that, the timing is key.
But I go back to when Fergie done it. Fergie didn't do it midway, in November saying, yeah,
I know.
That destabilizes everything. That now, for me, the way I look at it is would players stay at the club knowing that Klopp is leaving if they all knew he was leaving? So go and people talk about it. Klopp, let's just keep it a buck as Liverpool fans. Klopp is a massive pull for Liverpool.
Of course. Of course.
So Klopp not being there now, especially considering what's going on in the backroom staff, where Michael Edwards has left, you had George Schmatka coming on a short-term deal. Flipping, was it Michael Ward's left? This guy's left. Julian Ward's gone. All this type of stuff, right, means that the club structurally is destabilized. Now, I'm not, like I said, you're entitled to be selfish. Like what he's given his life to football. Like he's given his life to football. But to go and be in a situation now as a manager to go and release that now, what happens when Liverpool go and lose a couple of games now?
So listen, JJ, what's the narrative then? JJ, I wasn't actually expecting you to be angry, but I respect. Listen, everyone entitled to their own emotions when it comes to this. I've seen Fergie do this twice. So in around 2001, 2002, I think it was, Sir Alex very early in the season said this will be my last year, and Man United fell off hard. Halfway through that season, he changed his mind and he stayed on as manager for another 9 to 10 years. It was around about, I want to say it was March. It may have been a bit later, actually. It might have ended up being the April of 2013 when he announced that he was going. And that time around, it was later in the season. I think we'd already gone out of the Champions League and he's a lot older as well and he was retiring completely. It seemed to galvanize everybody. I was still a season ticket holder at the time. I was going to a lot of matches and it was just every game felt like a party environment. Does that make sense? Because it was like it was the farewell to Sir Alex Ferguson. Mm. I think this is going to be, I get your frustration, but I think it's all going to be, the players definitely knew before the announcement today out here. In no way he's done this without telling the players. You may find that the players have known for months. And I think if the players have known for months and the club has known for months, although I get your frustrations and I get your concerns, I think you'll be okay because it's going public now, but they're already working towards Klopp's last season. There's already a plan in action to move on. But I do get your frustration because you're right. If things start to fall off now, it will be, well, is it because Klopp said something? Why couldn't we wait until we lifted the trophies at the end of the season, then announced it? Is that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing that Liverpool probably don't have a potential. Do I mean like successor in plan and have got a plan in place? Like Liverpool do are run correctly. What I'm saying though is the timing. We're now competing for all 4 trophies. That's the narrative. Regardless if the players know it, there needs to be, for me, the mentality shouldn't be, this is Klopp's last time. We need to go and win it because if we don't, then Liverpool are going to fall off. That's the narrative right now. That he's going to galvanize the players because he hasn't got it anymore. And every single game now, as G said, is going to be like this final. For me, you need to have that killer mentality that Liverpool have had when they won the league. Where you just go again, you go again. The whole thing of him saying in that video, in that clip, saying, "Oh, I haven't got the energy to go again." That's what we need right now, though. That's essentially what we need right now. We need that mentality now. At the end of the season, if he goes and announces to us, I wouldn't begrudge him at all. It'd probably be the best send-off if we had gone and won everything. But for me, the timing of it is crazy, regardless if the players go and know it. Because now everyone knows it. Now, potential players that will be coming into the club that we're linked with know it. Now, rivals know it. So it means it's a completely different. The way teams are going to look at Liverpool now is completely different. Now, albeit, if we bring in another manager and he's as successful, then it doesn't matter. But that's something in the future. We don't know that for 100% for certain. Look what happened with United and Sir Alex Ferguson when he left. Look at the state of Man United after that.
Yeah, but that is more due to the fact that Man United had at the time and still do have a poor board, have a poor structure, footballing structure in the first place. With FSG and Liverpool, you guys have been so successful that I think they've learned from mistakes that they've made and then other clubs have made. And I think you probably are prepared to take on this brunt because when Michael Edwards were left, everyone was like, "Yep, it's going to be end of Klopp. It's going to be end of Liverpool because the recruitment is going to be wrong." And you guys have still gone on to win things and still gone on to be successful. And you're looking like you'll be successful again. So, as a United fan, hey, listen, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy knowing that Klopp is going because that's one team marked off the league where I'm like, okay, cool. They won't be challenging straight away. I don't think you'll be challenging straight away. But then as a football fan, in general, it's going to be weird not having Klopp in the Premier League because he has been the second best manager in the Premier League since he's been here. Like, honestly, it's how he's got your guy, how you guys turn you guys around, how you guys got you playing, how you guys got you competing nearly every single season as a rival. I just have to commend that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm being honest, I'm like, you know what? I've got a lot of respect for Klopp. He came into a Liverpool team that were on their knees, that looked like they were just they can't get over the line, and he got them over the line, winning multiple trophies. So, respect to Klopp and what he's done. And yeah, man, I'm happy for it. But if I was a Liverpool fan, I think I'm looking at it in more of the lines of what G was mentioning earlier in terms of like maybe more of a galvanizing thing, because we don't know what him keeping it inside him, not telling like the fan base and the people them. We don't know what it was doing to him personally. We don't know if that was going to potentially be affecting his performance. We don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe he's like, I just can't keep on to this for any longer. I need to let the people know that this is going to be happening so I can focus. Maybe that's what it is. We're not too sure why about the timing, so I understand why. I understand where you're feeling, but like he said it now, literally just on for this season now. Let it be one of the best seasons that you've had. Get behind the team, get behind Klopp, and I'm sure the joyous send off that you're wanting to have for Klopp, JJ, will happen, even though he's announced it this early. That's what I think, anyway.
I get where you're coming from. What's really interesting, look, viewers, we're going to go to some of your comments. We're going to get some more panel reactions as well. What you think and feel, what you feel, the viewers, is really important. I know this isn't the news that Liverpool fans wanted, but please hit the like button and support the Terrace as a platform today.